everybody, welcome to yet another edition of Wednesday on ChronoSpeakeasy.com. I'm Paul, joined with Angela.
Hello.
Chandler.
Hi there.
And Jay.
Hey.
I'm so excited for tonight's episode because we're reviewing Captain Marvel!
Ooh.
Woo!
Hey.
I don't know about you kids, but I loved it.
I think it's moderate.
I thought it was cute.
I think I'm kind of getting the feeling that maybe of the four of us, I'm the one who liked it the most.
I think so. I liked it. I really did enjoy it, but it wasn't definitely like in my top 5. I think there was just some certain story elements that were a little lazy that I don't know. I expected more from Marvel at this point because, like, you know, with Thor Ragnarok, fucking Black Panther, then Infinity War, like, you know, there were certain story elements that I was just left kind of hanging on, and there were moments that were really good, and I thought it was a really good movie, and I definitely will watch it again. I did like it, but that's where I stand.
My issues are also kind of similar. Mostly my concerns are kind of with the structure.
Yeah.
I think they kind of use flashbacks as a storytelling device, but I was kind of I feel like if you're going to introduce a new character to the public, you definitely want to have a solid kind of play it straight with the origin because you can't I feel like all that time spent with the flashbacks should have just been the first third of the movie. And
right, instead of her on the Kree world, because I didn't really get a sense of this culture with that. So It was what was the point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you on that.
Well, I thought it was fun. I think the whole point of that opening part with the training and whatnot and all that was to just have it be that she's the same person no matter what, because her bestie there was like, yep, you'd wake me up at the crack of dawn, let's go train. And that's what she did earlier on in the movie, so it's hey, she's the same. She never learns her lesson.
Okay.
But I think it's a fun movie. It's not top 5 for sure, but it's not the worst Marvel movie either.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's middle of the pack for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
What is the worst Marvel movie?
This is the only one that mainly features a cat.
Yeah. Goose the cat.
I liked Goose.
Goose. I thought it was... Now, they named it Goose because of Top Gun, right?
Yep.
Hell yeah. I just saw that this year.
Nice. Yeah. No, I don't know. I kind of, I liked that it referenced other Marvel properties, like having Agent Coulson and Nick Fury, and you know, and I loved that a lot of it took place at Project Pegasus, and Angela pointed out that Project Pegasus was at the start of the Avengers, where
that was the facility that they kept the cube in.
So that was that was a cool callback. But it was just enough where it sort of felt like its own thing.
I did have a problem with the time period because I felt like if it wasn't for the music and the flannel that she had wrapped around her waist, then the 90s we wouldn't really have been there. You know, I didn't feel like it was that, because the 90s wasn't that long ago, but there are very distinct things about the 90s that they could have played up, and I'm sorry, but Blockbuster Video doesn't quite cut it. You know,
they should have had Batman Forever.
Because this took place in 95?
Something like that.
Because she disappeared in 89, so... And even that, I didn't get that 80s feel. And that, when they had, the flashbacks of her and her friend doing karaoke in a bar, I didn't feel 80s, 89 in that either. You know?
Well, she was wearing a Guns N' Roses shirt. That's totally 80s.
This is not enough world building.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I have a hard time judging a movie based on how it nailed the nostalgia. Because honestly, for me, I just didn't care. I didn't care if it was, what time period it was. I was so engaged with her and her journey. You know, some of it was kind of like obvious, like when they're like, "Oh, a pilot went missing." It's like, "Oh, it's Carol." Like, who the fuck could it not be? But I didn't like. I don't know. Even though there was obvious progression, I didn't mind it. I mean, it could be too that I was just so fucking excited for this movie that I was just happy as a clam it was happening. So I know that could be a very real factor. But I was just pumped to see it. I was pumped to see Skrulls, and I thought they did a good job, kind of doing that bait and switch where, oh hey, Skrulls aren't the bad guys; they're refugees. And I love that they cast. I think his name is Ben Mendelsohn, the guy who plays the main Skrull. And in his human form, that actor plays a bad guy in every fucking movie he's in. Dark Knight Rises, Rogue One. You know, yeah. So it's
that
like
guy with the lisp.
Yeah. So you're like, you see him, and you're like, oh look, here's the bad guy. So I like that it was. Oh no, like they just want a new place to live.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool curveball. And, like, I thought they did a really good job with the Skrulls, too. And the main Skrull baddie, whatever his name.
Talos.
Yeah, that. He was pretty fun.
I did like the little callback to Pulp Fiction when he walks into the house and he's drinking, like, that cup the way that, like, Sam Jackson did in Pulp Fiction while wearing, like, a suit jacket.
The car was great. I thought there were a lot of things that I really liked. But you know what I really liked about her? I loved that she didn't have a love interest. Paul brought that up, like that there was no love interest, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah, and if anything, I would say that friendship with Miss Rambeau was like just as impactful as a romantic lead.
Yeah, it was really cool. And she was so like focused and just like doing her thing and there wasn't like a distraction from that. She was like, she kind of had her eye on what she wanted and would go for it, and that was that. And I really liked that because you never see female characters portrayed like that, and I was just like, fuck yeah.
See, I didn't like that scene with the like memory recall of her just standing up over and over after falling over. It reminded me of just like a U.S. Army commercial, like an Army of One.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was silly, and like it didn't. It looked too cheesy.
I felt like it beat you over the head with the fact that, like, I agree with you that it just beat you over the head with, like, she's a strong woman. Like, she's a woman who is strong. Like, she will get up when knocked down. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, I think we got it with just how she is. You know, like, you didn't have to, like, throw that at us.
I don't know. I kind of like that emotional payoff, and it felt like a payoff to me when when she's fighting off against the the head like the creamsicle like the creams the Kree Supreme the cream fuck
the
it
Kree
Supreme that
Intelligent Supreme,
right that and that
AI.
yeah, I like that, when she's like, yeah, you're right, I am only human, and I loved those shots of her getting up, because I like kind of having those jumbo flashbacks and then having that through line at the end that this character has always been consistently being like, fuck you, like, you're not going to tell me what to do. I loved it. Like, I actually got goosebumps at that moment.
I did like when she, spoiler alert if we didn't say that already. I loved that when she was about to have the showdown with Jude Law, and he's like, show me what you got, and she just like shot him and was just like, I don't have to prove myself to you. I was like, thank you.
Yeah, that was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that about her character.
Especially after she like flew through a spaceship and just ripped it apart from the inside out.
That was great.
Like,
that was great. Hers taking out those missiles and the spaceships, because I mean, you haven't seen any hero really be that powerful, like that. Yeah, exactly.
The closest thing you got was the Hulk. I
mean, when she figured out she could fly, that was great.
Yeah.
These things throw me off a bit. So it's something that they do in like all superhero movies, where it's like oh, I've never really truly fully realized my power. Then they just have like perfect control of their power immediately.
Yeah, see,
Like
that's
she knows how to fly like fucking loop de loos and zigzags. I guess she was a pilot, but still, goddamn, figure out how much power you need to exert to be able to do that shit.
I don't know. I think if I was learning how to fly the same time as a pilot was learning how to fly, I got a feeling they would at least kind of have a few mental
Checks
Well,
there.
no, that makes sense. But I'm saying like her like energy output and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it didn't really. I don't know.
I mean, I figure she would get a good test for the energy output when she was fighting them before she like realized she could fly. I mean, she unlocked that when she had like kind of that throwdown with her fellow Kree warrior guys that she was like fighting. That was a cool fight scene, by the way, with "I'm Just a Girl."
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
thought
I
it was
loved that,
great.
no doubt. Yeah, I'm just a girl. Yeah, I love the music in this. I love. They had garbage in there, and I love whole. Was it Celebrity Skin? They'll make me over. Wow, I made her sound like Ringo.
Yeah, I completely got what song it was based off that. But like, why are they only doing women's songs too?
Because
Don't get me wrong, I like female singers and everything.
Because,
like that, but
like,
that's just another one of
women-
those things that's like, oh, we're making this movie because it's the first female movie. Buh.
well, also too, I gotta say though, women kind of nailed it in the '90s musically. I mean, that was like kind of our second like sexual revolution. Was in the '90s, and so you had like Alanis Morissette and fucking like Garbage and like
I still love
and
garbage.
and you had like Gwen Stefani and
Still love
like
garbage.
Hole, all that shit. You had like a lot, like even fucking down to like you had like even Reba McEntire was still killing it in the '90s. Like it was definitely a woman time. So I thought that was really cool that they just like went there, but they did. I mean, they played Nirvana. Like they played. It wasn't just women's songs.
The Come As You Are placement was great too, because
Yeah.
I'm such a sucker for lyrics, and I love how lyrically it matched up with that scene so well.
Definitely, you had a fan.
I'll say maybe it stuck out to me more just because of that, but like, I don't know. I saw the movie Thursday, whatever. And
I mean, didn't Lilith
I
Fair
was way
start in the
overworked.
'90s? So
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of like a big female like roar time. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean-
I would have liked the "Ready to Go" that song. I'm here.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's a good one.
Yeah, that one. I would have liked that, but it didn't. They didn't play it.
mm,
That was a very '90s song.
yeah.
I did like the like, oh yeah, the Kree are actually the bad guy thing, and like they were kind of leading up to that with like talking to Minerva, that her name, the blue Kree with the sniper.
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's Minerva. Just like, oh, have you been to C-53 before? Just like one time. It's a shithole.
Yeah, I gotta say, and I know that this probably won't be the most feminist thing I'll ever say, but I didn't realize in Captain Marvel I'd be attracted to blue Asian women.
Hell yeah.
Was it Gamma Chen or Gamma Chen?
Yeah,
Damn.
she was pretty hot.
She could fucking kill you with her cheekbones. I was like, God damn, girl.
Wait, I thought that was Minerva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sniper?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Gamut. Wait,
That's
I'm confused now.
that's the name of the actress.
Oh, okay. Okay. No idea on that. I had no idea what the actress's name was. I
Nah.
was just like, damn, she's a cutie.
Yeah, no.
No, they were just because '95, like, I mean, I did think it was funny that they played Waterfalls because I don't think Waterfalls came out in '95, did it?
I don't
have no
know.
idea.
I think Waterfalls is one of those songs where,
That's a fun one though.
I mean, yeah, and also like you could drop it anywhere in the '90s and it'll just feel like it's doing its job being there. Even if it was set in
Yeah.
like '91, like yeah, that makes sense. It's perfect.
Just respect R.I.P. Left Eye.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But what were thoughts on seeing an early, slightly carefree Nick Fury?
He was so carefree.
It's so carefree.
Yeah.
Like he was a fun character in general, but I was like, is this really Nick Fury? Like, this makes me think that the whole serious like spy guy act is like just an act for the most part.
I actually was thinking it was Nick Fury before he learned some serious shit. The higher up he, or the deeper he got into Shield. You know, it's like
Right.
I feel like it would be like when you like run for president, and then you're like, I'm gonna do all these great things, and then you get in there and like you're like, oh, fuck.
I guess it could be a thing where like he moved up the ladder so quickly that like it took a part of him because Coulson was still like a field agent.
Yeah, and I did think it was interesting that the Avenger Initiative came from her like call sign.
That was fun.
Thought that was a cool nod. I
And
like
him just being like, "Oh, we need our own superheroes. We can't
Yeah.
just rely on her."
Yeah, and I like that the Tesseract came back. Like, I mean, it's such an obvious MacGuffin, but it works, you know, and
Yeah, I was super excited too.
yeah, and then just sort of because when you look at the timeline of the Cosmic Cube, what is it like? Howard Stark finds it in the ocean at the end of First Avenger, and then they just have it for the Avengers movie. So you just kind of think that it was always with Shield, but it's kind of interesting that like for a moment in time, it was actually with Dr. Lawson. Which brings me to another point. I love that they did a bit of a gender swap because from what I was reading, they were alluding to Jude Law being the male Captain Marvel because Dr. Lawson is the male Captain Marvel alter ego.
Yeah.
So I like that they made it.
that.
Yeah, I like that they made it Annette Bening. That was kind of cool.
Fuck yeah, Annette Bening.
Yeah. And I like that she has her powers from a cube because like in the comics she gets her powers from a similar accident where an engine blows up in her face, but not by the cosmic cube. But it's like it makes sense, and I love the continuity.
Yeah, I love the fact that it is the cosmic cube too that gave her the power.
So
Because like this is the second hero, or technically third hero that the fourth, I don't know, whatever, hero that an Infinity Stone has given powers to. Because I'm including Vision in that.
Yeah, and Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
So I pulled up some of the popular songs in 1995 that would have been great in this movie. We have Another Night.
Another night, another dream, but always you. To be true.
Yeah. Oh, Scatman came out that year.
Hell yeah.
I'm a scat man.
Her stealing the clothes, that would have been a good time for that.
Oh god, Army of Me, Bjork. Fuck yeah, You'll See by Madonna. Oh my god, so much. Oasis, Wonderwall came out that year.
Oh my god, can you imagine? I would love to see like where can we place the most inconvenient songs, the most inconvenient like scenes, like her blowing up the ships. You're my wonder one.
Dude, First of the Month, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Yes.
Hell yeah.
That would have been
It seemed
great.
like they wanted to go primarily with rock music though, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's why they played TLC while Fury was driving, because like he wouldn't have been listening to that shit, but he would have been listening to he would have been listening to like All for One, Naughty by Nature, Bone Thugs and Harmony, fucking Tupac. Dear Mama came out that year. Oh, so did Cotton Eye Joe.
What?
Yeah.
That song is that old?
Yeah, You Ought to Know.
Dude, I thought it was older.
You Ought to Know, Alanis Morissette came out that year too.
Yeah.
Oh, so did Fantasy by Mariah Carey.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Imagine if Last Christmas came out during that time.
Oh my god, Gangster's Paradise.
Oh boy.
This Is How We
They
Do
should have
It.
had some Weird Al stuff then.
This Is How We Do It came out that year. So did what did we talk? Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me also came out that year. So they had a nice catalog to play with.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tough call because you have a lot of good choices for 90s.
But another night, another dream, but always is like a vision of love that seems to be true. Another night, another dream, but always you. Just another night.
Oh my god!
So,
I talk
can
to
we
you.
can we talk about how good their anti-aging magic is now?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like Sam Jackson, goddamn, and Coulson too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was great.
But we didn't talk about the cat. We didn't talk about how
We
Sam
haven't yet. I thought we were
lost
gonna
his
like
eye.
wait until we hit a half-hour mark, so that way we could just leave the last half-hour.
Well,
to the
we
cat.
have 10 minutes of the half-hour mark, so we can just do
But
it.
yeah, so everybody. So what? How did you, before seeing this movie, how did you guys think Sam Jackson or Nick Fury lost his eye?
I thought he lost his eye when he. So remember in Winter Soldier where that higher up Hydra dude was like, "Oh yeah, Fury betrayed me one time and he ended up saving the whole group."
Mm.
I thought that was going to be this mission, and that Fury was going to lose his eye against the Skrulls.
Well, yeah, because Fury says, it was the last time I trusted somebody, I lost an eye. So I thought, maybe he would trust Coulson. Coulson was a Skrull and fucking stabbed him in the eye.
No, it was because he tried to snuggle a cat too hard.
And I guess some people are actually bullshit about Nick Fury losing it to a cat. But in all fairness, it is a pretty alien. It's a pretty intense, violent alien.
No,
wait,
but
Chandler,
it's
how
also,
did you think?
Yeah, how did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was probably like he was like betrayed by like a fellow like I guess soldier or agent, and like he was like interrogated and tortured, and he lost his eye that way.
As someone who works with cats now, and when I mean works with cats, meaning I refuse to actually become a cat groomer, it's because they're so fucking dangerous. But, like, that made me so happy. Just seeing him just trying to snuggle the cat too hard, and the cat was like, no. And he just slashed his face. And I was like, that's what they do. That's what they do. Yeah. 1 minute they're your friends,
I was kind of surprised.
Next they hate you.
Yeah, when he like didn't like go to the hospital, he's like ate dinner with like his like fucked up eye.
How's
I'm like,
your
go to the hospital.
I know. It's like, how's your eye? It's fine, really, because it's dangling out of your head.
Yeah.
That's how he lost. I think that's just. I thought that was great and I think hopefully other like cat people out there like saw that and was just like, yeah.
I was just like, of all the fucking reasons.
They're monsters.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, no.
But the cat was great. Fun character. I love the fact that I was just like, you guys are seriously afraid of a cat?
Oh god, yeah.
Like, and it was like, this thing's a furbolt.
You don't know what you're dealing with.
Fucking tentacle mouth.
That's so great.
Mm. Yeah.
So like, I don't know, the after credit with the cat regurgitating the fucking Tesseract.
Yeah, that was great.
I want to know what happened to the cat. There's like got to be some sort of fucking
died of old age
Easter egg somewhere with a gravestone or marker for Goose.
Well, hopefully we'll have a scene where Fury's at his desk and has a framed picture of Goose. Or
my god, that'd be great.
Right.
Or, I don't know.
Brings it up in the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, or...
I had a cat once. Best damn cat I ever had.
Or, because it's an alien, we don't know what that lifespan is.
Yeah.
It was just like, this cat saved my life. You don't know nothing about it.
Yeah. Oh god. I was so happy though with the first scene that they did after the credits.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was cool.
That was what I needed. That's what I've been waiting for since Infinity War, when it upset me so much I started my period 5 days early.
Yeah.
That is what I needed. I needed that. And so when I saw it, I was just like, yes, thank you. Yeah. I just needed that. I needed something to tell me it was going to be okay.
Yeah, it was great seeing Bearded Cap and, you almost had the full crew. You had Bruce Banner and, Black Widow and, Rhodey. And, they're trying to figure out what the hell the fucking beeper did. And I love they were like, run it again. And then turn around and she's there. Like, where's Fury?
Like, what? Like, yeah, she's just right there.
And she has no idea what's happened, too.
She must, because it was a universal thing.
Right. I mean, who knows what she knows, like where she was or what she was doing or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'll just say...
She could have just been, like, on a ship by herself.
I'll just say this, that, it's, thank God she didn't turn to dust.
Thank
Right.
God.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, it did exact. It did what it was supposed to do. It fucking got me amped for Infinity War.
Oh my God, yes.
Endgame.
Infinity War 2.
Yeah.
Ronan looked like such a boy.
He did. Well, he didn't have the heavy, like,
Right.
shadow.
Eyeliner.
Yeah, he didn't have the smoky eye going, so.
He wasn't in his Alice Cooper stage.
And it looked
Not a
like his
phase,
armor
Mom.
wasn't quite as heavy.
Mm. But it was.
But,
I was a cool.
Yeah.
It was a cool thing that they brought him back for that.
And he just immediately gave up, too.
Yeah.
We'll destroy this planet. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, maybe not.
And you know what I like too is that, I mean, the way he was like, "Oh, we'll come back for the weapon." And they're like, "What weapon?" Like the girl. Like, so I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't do like a Captain Marvel sequel where it's like entirely set off world.
With what she's been up to, yeah.
And like fighting Ronan. Obviously, it has to be before Guardians, but
I was a little okay. So I did get a little kind of upset when you see in the plane with her name, or the name on the plane, like Avenger on there.
yeah.
And I was like, no, Cap was the first Avenger. Like, you can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
He had it first,
That's
you
true.
know? So I kind of got a little, like, butthurt about that, but that was about it. I mean, it's a great idea. It's a great concept that's how he called it the, Avengers Initiative was because of her, but, like,
But
Cap was the first.
Yeah.
But I
agree.
don't remember.
Well, I guess technically he still was the first because that happened in
The
40s. So.
But also, I don't really recall there ever being any Avenger name dropping in that movie.
Well, no, the movie itself is just called Captain America: The First Avenger.
Right, but it's not like in the movie, like, "Hey, Cap, you're the first Avenger, and we're gonna have an Avenger initiative
No,
named
but that's
after
what
you,"
they-
and then it like
what they
goes
did,
to
though.
No, it's just because he's like chronologically the oldest Avenger, so that's why he's the first
The
Avenger.
first.
yeah.
He's the first.
The first
He's
like
the
hero.
first.
He's like 90-something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so
Uh,
excited to see where they're going to go from here. Oh my god.
Oh, fuck, there's a thing that we haven't talked about yet.
Let's see. We talked about post-credit scenes. We talked. Oh well, I did like that they had a little Monica Rambeau, who grows up to be.
I know what it is. The Stan Lee cameo. Where
Oh,
he's
that
playing
was
himself
nice.
getting ready for Mallrats.
That was
That was
awesome.
so nice.
And apparently, it made Kevin Smith cry, which I would have cried too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's,
Apparently,
like,
fans are
practicing.
butthurt about it.
Why? Why?
I didn't read the full article. I thought it was stupid too.
Good call.
I
That's
don't
a
read bullshit.
smart move. Smart move.
I mean, look.
I loved the intro for the Marvel intro where it was just all Stan Lee, and I was like, oh.
Yeah,
That was
really
nice.
touching.
That was
Yeah.
really nice.
And like, so what happened with you guys? Did your theater clap for that too? Because I don't
Yeah.
understand why people do that.
So okay,
Well, it's just paying tribute.
I have clapped in a movie on a couple of occasions, and that was more for me because I was just so happy, and that I would just clap because I was like, yay! It was my own like personal like I need to do something that's like appropriate with my surroundings, so I'll just applaud.
All right. It's something I personally don't get in general, but like, I won't knock on you for doing it.
Yeah, I it's just like yay, and I'm like this
Yeah.
is great,
It's
So
something-
I've
It's like people
clapped.
that like yogurt. I'm not gonna knock on you for eating it, but like, not for me.
Well, you know what? I notice I like will clap even when I'm not in a movie. Like if someone's telling me a joke, I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah.
And I think that's just consistent of.
I do it at home too when I'm by myself, and
Yeah.
like I
Dude, when I have a good shit, like, oh yeah.
No, like if like somebody does like a good zinger on like in a movie or a TV show, I'll be like snapping like yes, like by myself, like
These are things I don't get.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do
I've done it at a comedy show,
yeah, no, I just
but yeah,
just
it'll
do
be like
it.
1 or 2 claps.
it's just like a gut reaction to do. Like
Fair enough.
I don't know. I wish people clapped when like they used to when planes would land and everybody would applaud for the safe landing.
I was told that was a very particularly white thing to do.
Is it?
That's what I've heard.
Well, I think it's a really nice thing to do because you're letting your pilots know, like, hey, man,
You did it.
you did it. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, apparently it's very white.
Well,
It's like people leaving for on boats and stuff like that. Just leaving on ships, just like, what are we gonna? I forget what comedian it was, but just, oh yeah, just going to a ship and waving goodbye. Might have been John Mulaney. And do you know anyone on the ship? Nope. I just want to wave. But yeah, it's some people used to do back in the day.
Well, they didn't really have a lot of forms of entertainment, so.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, I always love when you are a part of a very responsive audience at a movie.
Oh god,
you know,
it's
like
so fun.
that's one thing I kind of miss about going to midnight showings is like people being so fucking amped, you know, and it's like everybody's laughing at everything and clapping along.
Best audience ever was in Grindhouse when we did the double feature for Grindhouse, and it was it was an early showing, so it wasn't out yet. So everybody who was there was like vying for these passes to go see it, and like it was great. It was like being on a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
With like a bunch of people. It was awesome. And at the end on Death Proof, when she does the high kick and smashes her foot in the guy's face, people jumped out of their seats like, yeah! Like it was so fun.
The only time where I was a part of that and hated it was for Dark Knight Rises. Because they were clapping for all the wrong fucking things. and laughing at all the wrong things. Like when they were like, I like your full name, Robin. Everyone's like, yeah!
Yeah, that was stupid to me.
I was like, shut the fuck up.
I did yell at somebody for clapping at the end of Spider-Man 3. He was the only guy in the theater clapping, but I turned around and said, no, don't. You
How
not do
dare
that.
you?
At the same time, I feel like that one person clapping is just like, oh, I can't wait to be a part of the collective.
I was really upset. after that. I was like, don't
as you
applaud
should
this. Do not applaud this. How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
So,
But it is, like, yeah. I thought it was fun that Stanley was Mallrats.
yeah, that was nice.
Just practicing his lines over and over again on the bus.
That was that was really nice. That was really cute. There were some really fun fight scenes in there.
Yeah.
Really fun fight scenes, but yeah, she is a powerhouse, and I was so happy to see her fly around.
Mm-hmm.
The science guy part. Like, what do these coordinates mean? Oh, it's somewhere in space. Really, you couldn't have figured that out?
Yeah,
man?
you're my science
You're my
guy.
science guy.
Yeah.
You're my science guy.
I did like, what was it, when they pop in the CD of the black box and they're waiting for it to load?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
So many people laughed I feel like way too hard in our
Oh, there was
theater
that one guy in the back who was just
Whenever it took forever to load things, when you first see her on the internet, like, searching for stuff, and he's like,
Yeah, two-finger typing.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, okay, we remember. Technology sucked. Okay, we got it.
My computer still does that!
It was just crazy. There was a guy in our theater who was a little too into that, but it was
Using
funny.
the Game Boy pieces to make the thing work.
I thought that was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
And it just sort of I like, that it did a good job of explaining why the beeper looked the way that it did at the end of Endgame, or fucking Infinity War.
Yeah.
That movie seems to
And the choosing of the color of the outfit, I thought that was a really cool sequence and everything in general.
Yeah. No.
I want outfits like that now.
Yeah.
I want the future.
I love that she almost had like a Lisa Frank thing going on with all the bright neon.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
And they were both just like, no. And I was like, excuse me.
Yeah.
I should have a vote. Because that's amazing.
Yeah, no, I was very I left the theater feeling very satisfied with the outcome.
I was definitely satisfied.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just had my nitpicky things, but I always have my nitpicky things. So.
Well, I mean, no movie is perfect. I just don't think that. I don't know. I mean, I read some of the reviews and some of the critiques, and it didn't. I don't know. I didn't really understand where a lot of that was coming from, and what I think sucks too is that the first thing on people's mind is comparing it to Wonder Woman.
Yeah, no.
Agreed. That's stupid as shit.
No.
Also, like, oh, DC's first female lead movie versus Marvel's first female lead movie.
Yeah. Even if it wasn't
Like-
DC, it's just the fact that, like, why do we have to have these... Like, we didn't do that when, like... I don't know. Any other time.
I mean, we would first compare, like, DC movies to Marvel movies, just like superhero movies that came out.
Yeah.
Right, but there is a particular focus in pop culture right now on comparing Captain Marvel to, like, Wonder
Right.
Woman, and it just seems like it's
It's gross.
I think they're both only all right.
Well, I think Captain
I
Marvel
have problems with both.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can agree with that, but I think Captain Marvel is better than Wonder Woman. And mainly because Captain Marvel isn't a rehash of Captain America the way that Wonder Woman was.
Yeah.
I
mean,
would say
Wonder
probably
Woman's...
because she doesn't fall in love with the first, like, person she sees that has a dick.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's no male...
I definitely got more of the wow moments in Wonder Woman, but that's because I grew up loving Wonder Woman. Like, I didn't really know who Captain Marvel was until, like, 2003? Like,
Mhm.
I didn't know that was a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't
Right.
really a thing.
Yeah, she
Even-
wasn't...
There also
And she wasn't even
wasn't
Captain
a huge
Marvel then.
CGI
Was she?
fight for the final fight.
I don't know. I just think for me, like, it's like, yeah, Wonder Woman. I mean, and I'm not knocking it because I like it. I own it. It was just so very, like, they took the Captain America formula. I mean, for God's sakes, both movies had a dude named Steve die in a fucking plane crash at the end.
Is he dead though? In the trailer, don't they have him alive?
Who knows? And I kind of get the feeling that the 1984 Wonder Woman is going to be like their Winter Soldier, like just from what I've seen already. And again,
Yeah.
I mean, Winter Soldier is not a bad film to study because it's
amazing.
That's like probably
Winter Soldier's great.
Yeah. But I think for me, Captain Marvel felt more original.
Yeah, it definitely did. Yeah, I mean, I
It
just
still has its flaws. Don't
it,
get me wrong.
it definitely but I was good with it. I was definitely good with it. I was happy with it.
The little, like, throwing with the, alright, Captain Marvel. It's like, the ship's called Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but Marvel sounds better.
Mm.
Whatever.
The Marvelettes and him singing.
Oh yeah, that
That
was
was
good.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was such a fun fury.
He was a fun fury.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I
you
just
called in
liked,
backup? Like, my bad.
I just liked how they how they were together too.
Right.
I really liked that friendship, that bond that she and
Yeah, it's like, wow, they're
Fury
like,
had.
yeah, nobody's trying to fuck each other.
Yeah, they were just kind of like shooting the shit with each other, and
Yeah.
I feel like she brought like a funnier part out of him.
Yeah.
You know, she brought out
Like,
the funny side. You know, because she was a very like, yeah.
I think Samuel L. Jackson had a fucking blast making this movie.
Yeah.
I believe that. Yeah.
How
No.
old is he now? Like, in general.
I thought he was in his, like, 60s.
Like, mid to late 60s, though, right?
Probably, yeah.
Man, that anti-aging technology.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
But, like, he's still running around and shit like that, too.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's filming a Hitman's Bodyguard sequel right now.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
I loved that movie. I thought
Yeah.
it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, it was good.
I like that movie way more than I thought I would.
Mm. I would have to agree with that. I'm just trying to think if there's any other final thoughts or just thoughts in general about Captain Marvel that we haven't.
We've barely talked about Jude Law
That's true. We didn't talk about Jude Law.
Yeah,
and his yellow contacts.
Yeah, he
The
came
Kree
off as
race
a
throws me
sleaze.
off a little bit.
He was like sleazy. I knew he was like a bad guy. Like
Right.
immediately, I was like, "God, he's so sleazy." Maybe it's just they made him too like glossy. His face was really glossy
Right.
in this movie.
Like, I'm getting confused by alien races in this kind of, because like some of them just straight up look like people,
Mhm.
But like so many of the other Kree that they've introduced have just looked like blue people.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it like pure blood versus not pure blood?
I don't know.
Or are they, like,
I just
converting
assumed
people
it
to
was
their
like
race by giving their blood?
I assume because they're so much more like technologically advanced that they have like
Right.
you look at Xandar in Guardians of the Galaxy and it was so
Right.
diverse. Like I feel like it was something similar with Kree, you know, that there were just
Okay.
people who were Kree but weren't technically from Kree. They were just like grew up there, you
I don't
know.
know. I guess I thought of it more in terms of like, you know, that like, you know, you have your species of humans, but you know, you have black and Asian.
Those
and,
aren't species.
but like, I mean, sorry, I meant, you know,
Different nationalities
right,
and
yeah.
demographics, yeah.
in the species of the human race.
Yeah.
That's sort of how I looked at.
Oh,
Kree.
yeah. That makes sense.
I thought the Kree were all about like pure blood, blah blah blah. Or is that just Ronan?
Well,
That was Ronan.
Yeah,
He's a
because
fanatic.
Okay.
yeah,
He's a
So
fanatic.
if that were the case, then Ronan, I can't imagine. Oh, I guess this is maybe before Ronan is too much of a fanatic and would
it's
partner up with Jude Law.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man,
I
we
yeah.
haven't even talked about Beardy,
What?
the
Oh.
Kree
Hmm?
beard guy with the fucking
Yeah.
double
Yeah.
batons. That was
Yeah.
a sick beard.
Yeah. And I like that they
Eerie.
brought back the actor from Guardians of the Galaxy, who, you know,
Oh right.
he was, he has that scene with Star-Lord in the beginning of Guardians. He's like, I'm
Yep.
Star-Lord. Who?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah,
cool.
that was
He
really cool.
That he was there.
Yeah.
Like that he was originally a like Kree soldier and then went over to the
The dark
like
side.
extremist. It was probably after all this happened
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, could be.
Oh man. If
What do-
only he used the same weapons too. That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah. I actually wouldn't mind kind of revisiting Guardians of the Galaxy after.
Fuck yeah.
Well, it could be cool too if they do a sequel thing where it's like Captain Marvel versus Ronan kinda, and then they have that guy like almost die and Ronan bring him back with the electronic stuff put in his
Oh
head.
yeah. I wonder. I mean, they could have had that mapped out. I'm sure they're
I
gonna
mean-
do more.
I mean, yeah, there's
movies
no
with
reason.
her.
I mean, like I was saying earlier, I mean, the way that Ronan was like, "Oh, we'll come back for the girl." It's
I
like-
mean, they're definitely thinking ahead because like this arc of the Marvel universe is going to be wrapping up with Endgame, so I'm sure they're thinking like ahead and what to do
Yeah.
next. So
I would have liked to have seen what James Gunn was going to do because before he was fired, he was sort of spearheading what the next phase was going to be, and apparently, what he was looking to do was have it be very cosmic.
Yeah.
So,
He
I
was
don't
gonna
know.
have it be Gamora heavy, right?
I don't know. I don't know. How, I mean, I don't know how character heavy, but I think it'd be kind of cool if moving forward, you have some of the Guardian people staying on Earth, like you know, as
Rocket.
yeah. I think that's the thing I'm
Him
looking.
trying to get the arm.
Well, I think just knowing that that like we're gonna have an Avengers movie with just Rocket as the only Guardian. Like I think just having him interact with like Black Widow and like Cap and
Well,
everything.
technically Nebula,
Nebula
This
is going to
was-
be a really interesting
her and Tony Stark.
person on that. Yeah.
That's true too. That is true. Hey, you know what I just realized? When Bucky turned to dust,
Mhm.
why wasn't his arm left behind?
Because he doesn't exist anymore.
So wait, but like
I mean, people's clothes disappeared too as a part of
Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like the I don't know. I think
Oh.
I think that's some weak tea.
Oh.
it.
Oh, I
It's
can't
just
get
one of those
nitpicky.
things. I feel like it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's better not to overthink about it.
Yeah. Because it's not like I mean, yeah, it wipes you from existence, but like I feel like you don't forget about him.
No.
Right. Nobody forgets about them, but their clothes should have stayed.
Or,
Then they'd just be naked in like the soul
And
stone.
afraid.
Naked.
Get on
or it's just
network
or it's just a
television.
giant fucking orange sex party.
No, I
Fuck
don't want
yeah.
that. I don't want that.
It's like
They
that's-
get put into another universe.
If
where
I
it's
got
like,
zapped naked somewhere, the last thing I'm going to be thinking about
Well,
is...
I think
maybe that's why they get their clothes.
I think they're zapped and then they go to that party scene in the second Matrix movie.
Oh, no, that's the worst. That's like my hell. I hated that movie. That is my hell on earth. or under the earth, because it was just like, oh God, stop! Don't do it.
I think my hell would be talking to that Colonel Sanders dude in a room full of TVs where he just keeps saying "ergo."
It's like, and we got 7 herbs and spices, but you'll never guess which ones they are.
Ergo,
They are you.
Yeah, no, that's like my hell.
Man.
This party scene, fucking Matrix 2. Why? Why?
Oh goodness. Just because. Chandler, any final thoughts for Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, I don't want to, like, nitpick to death, but I kind of wish they explored some more things. Maybe they can save it for the sequel. But I think, like, they kind of touched a lot, they had to touch, like, a lot of themes, but they didn't really dive deep into any of them, and that kind of, like, felt a little hollow at times, and, like, there wasn't, like, a lot of, like, you couldn't really build any emotional stakes because you didn't really explore anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
Like, one thing is, like, with, like, the Korean scrolls, like, you don't really, like, we see that the scrolls are being persecuted, but we don't really see, like, understand why, other than, like, I guess, like, their world was, like, conquered, but, like, at that point, it's like, why do you need to hunt down, like, hidden sects of scrolls if you already have the planet? So it's, like, kind of like, why? Maybe there's, like, something else going on that we don't know about. Also, just kind of, like, I think in terms of, like, character arcs for Captain Marvel, I think that there should have been, like, more showing and not telling. We're kind of, like, told constantly, oh, you're like a strong woman, like you do all these things, like you know what you want, you go for it. But we don't really she doesn't really kind of earn her hero status, because for most of the movie she's kind of like a soldier, kind of following orders. She doesn't really kind of have like a big hero moment until like the climax or like towards the end.
Right.
And it's just like, I wish we kind of had more of like a hero montage, or like, you know, standing up for the little guy, or like stuff like that. And like, I just kind of,
Like,
it was kind of like hard to root for her.
protecting someone from a bully or something like that.
Right. Or like, you know,
falling
stopping
over
a
in
bus.
Go-kart race.
Right, like stopping a bus, like anything like that, just kind of like earning more of like her hero cred, as opposed to just like Super Saiyan Gokuing at the end of the movie, stopping all the missiles, and it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess you're a hero.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, so like it was kind of hard to like really connect with her, I guess, on that level. I don't know. It's like,
I really wanted
Also,
that
like, they didn't
connection
really-
with her and her friend. I feel you on that,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
wanted that with her and her friend, because they mentioned it like really. It's like, oh, you know, she didn't get along with her mom, so we became her family, and that was it. And I was like, that's a lot. Like,
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to be careful sometimes though, because you don't want to go down, into melodrama valley.
well, I wanted my
True.
fried green tomatoes moment, so
Yeah,
that's what I was in. I mean, come
Like,
on, they're in a small town, you know, like, yeah. I wanted that.
I wish you kind of also explored like the horrors of war a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because you only get that in the beginning with the person, with like the hunting down, but like, you know, you're having like a, you know, galaxy-wide, you know, war between two races. Like, you kind of want to see more of that.
Yeah.
Not
and
when
like,
Disney's funding it.
Also,
Yeah, I know, but
those scrolls seem pretty well fed. I'm curious as if they don't need to eat.
ain't missing no meals.
Because they were up on that ship for like 6 years.
They had a good supply of Pop-Tarts and Fruit by the Foot and other 90s goodies.
Mm.
Dude,
Yeah.
they had Gushers up there? Fuck, man, I might go up there for 6 years.
Dude, Gushers and a
reals.
pinball machine, I'm sold.
Yeah, I'm there.
If they had Street Fighter also, that'd be great.
Oh my god, stop it. I want it. That's gonna be like our dream hideout. It's like a ship
Space.
And
orbiting
the
in
kids
space.
are practicing transforming into things with Stretch Armstrongs.
I also think like she kind of like took like being kind of mentally manipulated and like lied and betrayed to by her team a little too well. I feel like that would
Yeah.
like fuck me up on so many levels. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, she's kind of like dusted herself off. Like, okay, cool, I'll speed you up. It's fine. But like, I guess
Also-
maybe hopefully they can explore more like in the next movie, like kind of like Iron Man 3, where he has like the PTSD stuff.
Mm.
Like
Right.
maybe if they
Yeah.
kind of do that in the sequel, that might be a little bit better. But
I concur.
Also, like, what's up with that scroll not being able to just like bullshit on the fly? Like, whose
yeah, they
blood's
should be
running
better
through
at
your
improv
veins?
people.
Just like yours. Right
Yeah.
answer.
Well, I think he was also saying there's that scene that Talos was saying earlier about how everybody could do it, but there's a lot of like skill and practice involved, and he's the science guy. He probably is an improv guy. You
Yeah.
Maybe.
Clearly.
But he was willing to take one for the team, so
He took
good
it
that guy.
because he fucked up the space thing.
Yeah.
He's got to take one for the team after that.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
We're just silent. No.
What did we think of Brie Larson's performance overall, though?
I thought she was fabulous.
Yeah.
That shit was great. I like she was kind of like a smartass, but like not like obnoxiously snarky like the other Avengers characters. It's just
Yeah.
kind of like it was a little more like light and refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
And I do love how she was like so like cavalier with like her hand blast. She was kind of like a shot stuff and didn't really give a shit. And that was kind of like
Yeah.
funny. It's kind of like a dick. So that was
Yeah.
kind of cool.
I think I liked it. I think, like,
I think
to
she's
answer that question, I
fabulous.
think I need to like watch the movie again.
I mean, it sounds like it
I'm
wasn't bad
so-
enough where you
I'm
were
so
like,
used to Brie Larson, like deadpanning shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That it's weird to see in a role where she's like make like cracking jokes and all that.
yeah.
I'm not saying she like performed bad or anything. Like I'm just saying it's new for me.
Mm.
So I think I'll need to watch it again before giving a solid answer. But I'll say it was fine. I thought the jokes were pretty good, but that's more the writing and everything like that. And she would like tell him with a dead straight face at first, and then just be like, "Ha, smile."
Yeah. Yeah.
The dad just like sucked the energy out of the room with that statement.
No.
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 We're just tired.
We're thinking.
Yeah.
Daylight savings kind of screwed us all up.
Yeah.
I know it screwed
Can
me up.
Captain Marvel save us from that?
Hopefully
She
one
tried.
day.
Yeah. Well, we are coming up to that part in the episode where we talk about things that we've been enjoying recently.
You want to go first, Paul?
Well,
There's a gentleman going last.
I'll go
so-
first.
yeah, thank you, because I just totally got blank.
I've been watching Mob Psycho 100 season 2. It's been fucking awesome. If you don't know what Mob Psycho 100 is, it's a series that was created by the same person as One Punch Man. It's about a kid that has super strong ESP powers and can see ghosts and shit like that, and is
Ooh.
working part-time for an exorcist that doesn't actually have any powers and has been bullshitting forever. And then when there's
shit.
actually a ghost, he'll call in Mob to just be like, "Great job, apprentice. I didn't want to waste my energy on this weakling here." And like he has to fight like all these, like the animation's so fucking cool. It's really hard to describe, but like it's so beautiful when they actually have fight scenes and things like that. But Mob himself just constantly looks like Saitama when he's like just dead faced, egg eyes, and he's got a bowl cut. And season 2's been really great. They like have a good callbacks to season 1 for a continued story and everything. And I'm really excited to see where it's going to go from there. And what's great too is for Anime Boston coming up, myself, Chandler, I believe you are too, and a few others, I think like 3 or 4 other people are going to be cosplaying from the Body Fitness and Improvement Club from the show. And it's going to be such a fun time.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I got resistance bands and fucking a 2-foot by 6-foot banner that says Salt Middle School Body Fitness and Improvement Club, and I want to get the Comicopia clipboard for signed emails and have people sign up that way for us, as if we're recruiting for the fucking
Gym.
for the club.
That's cool. I like that idea.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I dig
there's
it.
one other cosplay group thing that we're gonna do too, but I'll save that one for another time.
Cool. Chandler, how about you?
I recently finished season 1 of Black Lightning.
How was it?
I thought it was really good overall. Like the acting was like superb. Like characters are awesome and organic and believable. I think it's more the issues like with plotting and kind of like I feel like they basically kind of like rushed the end a little bit because they forgot some exposition in the beginning of the season. It's like, oh shit, the season's almost over. Let's get it all out right now. And it just kind of felt like super weird and clunky. So I wish they kind of like spent more time, or at least saved it for the next season to kind of like elaborate on things. But other than that, it's a pretty solid show, and I'm really excited for the next season.
Can you stream it? Like, is it on like Hulu or anything?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Okay, cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard good things about Black Lightning.
Mhm.
That's really good.
That's about it.
Nice.
I've seen like an episode or two, and the albino dude.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, they're all amazing. It's like they like really like did some great casting there. What's that?
Ignore it. It's natural now.
Like there's like the daughters, Black Lightning's daughters are like, I feel like they're like the most like believable like on-screen siblings I've like ever seen, because like they just like they're so like natural around each other. It's like really like awesome, and like kind of like really helps you like get into like the characters in the story. So yeah, definitely recommend.
Cool.
Word.
Hell yeah.
I've been really into Orville.
Yes.
And,
Awesome. I
I
haven't seen
love
that
the
yet.
Orville. It's such a fun show, and it's just really nice. And what else? The new season 2 of American Guard started up again, so that's gonna definitely tide me over to the big.
What show is this?
It started?
American Gods, the new season, the first episode's
sorry.
up for that, so that's gonna tide me over until next month, where we are getting Game of Thrones and Endgame, which is what my life is all about right now.
Mhm.
So, I have depleted all of the YouTube theory videos, so I am now just like running on fumes, and I'm like, oh, you guys, come on! But yeah, I'm very excited.
There's a great show that Angela and I started watching called Travels with My Father.
I was gonna mention it, but I was gonna.
Wait, what's that about?
It's about this comedian
It's
with a
so
Jack
funny.
Whitehall.
Yeah, Jack Whitehall.
Yep, Jack Whitehall.
Yeah, and he just travels through. Was it Southeast Asia?
He went because a lot of European kids get like a gap year after high school and like before college, where they just like travel, and so he wanted to do his like gap trip, I guess, with his dad, because he never got one, and his dad, I guess, sent him away to boarding school when he was like 8. So like they just like go through Southeast Asia, and it is a hoot and a half. And now season 2, we're on.
It's like they're in Europe.
They're in Europe. His dad decided to take him on his birthday trip, and so they're traveling through Europe, and it's like, oh my god, it's so funny.
Yeah, the dad's a riot.
The dad is so funny, and he's
like so prim and proper in English.
He hates foreign food.
Oh God.
He hates. Well, I'm pretty sure he doesn't really like foreign people at all. But yeah. So going through Southeast Asia was amazing.
Dude, him using a bidet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was
I think
hilarious.
that's the last episode I left off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did love when they went to that shrine and the woman was doing the slapping.
Oh yeah.
And she tried to get him in the chair, the dad, and he's like, "No, release me, madam." And he ran out without
Steven
his
Seagal
shoes.
thing.
Oh my god, that was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
That
funny.
really says what like type of person Steven Seagal is too, because he is like a fucking asshole.
Yeah. It was pretty great. Like this whole the whole show is just amazing, and I definitely suggest everybody get in on it. It's streaming on Netflix.
Yeah.
Jack Whitehall.
Are you guys familiar with like his comedy and stuff like that?
No.
Not really.
You should check out the Big Fat Quiz Show.
Oh yes.
You put
that on
him and
for
James Corden. I forget what year it is, but they both wear full tuxedos and like pop champagne during the show and shit like that. And they're just like, "Why are you drinking champagne? Oh, we're just having a bit of bubbly. Like, we're dressed to drink this right now. Like none of you are, so we can't share."
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I've been watching. Well, I also like the new season of Young Justice that has been streaming on the DC app. I love the first 2 seasons, and talk about a gap year. There's like gap years between season 2 and season 3, and been really enjoying.
Totally crashed the mode.
That reminds me, we need to finish Teen Titans.
Oh, I finished Teen Titans.
I'm saying like reviewing.
I mean-
Oh yeah, we do. We did
the first 3 episodes,
right?
but
Yeah, but the Young Justice cartoon is great, and I have been still reading my X-Men. I'm now on to X-Force, so we're definitely in the 90s now. Yeah,
Pouches.
yeah, pouches. Yeah, it's all Rob Liefeld. It's basically the transition
so
from
many pouches.
yeah, it's the transition from New Mutants to X-Force, and and all this '90s glory with Cable and Shatterstar and Domino and Cannonball. Yeah, it is deliciously '90s.
Maybe that's what Captain Marvel was missing. More pockets.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, that's like I feel like I should maybe do like little mini episodes of like the arcs that I've been reviewing, just like
Yeah.
and then this happened, and then I'll read the comics so you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as always, feel free to drop us a line, WednesdayComicPodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and hopefully relatively soon we can share some exciting news about what the future has in store for us. So I'll leave you in that lame cliffhanger. And as always,
Don't sell
enjoy.
yourself short.
Yeah. Enjoy your issues.